It's so easy every day, living in Lubbock, the one and only LBK.
'Cause we got rock and roll, we got the blues, we can honky tonk in our cowboy boots.
And through the dust in the rearview mirror, you can see our rhythm and roots. And through the dust in the rearview mirror, you can see our rhythm and roots. Welcome to another edition of Rhythm and Roots podcast. I'm your host, Jason Robertson. It's my host, Rhonda Taylor.
Hello there.
Today we are at beautiful Spirit Ranch at the Ranch House, and I believe it's called the Canyon.
The Canyon House.
Man, I've said that 3 times today.
Well, it kind of seems like a ranch house, but it's actually called the Canyon House.
Feels a little ranchy in here.
Yeah. It's not
Got
bad.
some guys in here that are some pretty wild characters.
Kind of like
don't we?
ranch hands.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's what they were in their former life before they were musicians. We're here today with Texas 114. We've got Steve Sperry, Jason Duncan, and Brent Smith.
Right on.
And you guys are in for a treat. These guys have been playing together a long time. They've been playing a lot of traditional country, a lot of original music, a lot of Texas country, really. And they're a talent, and they're kind of comedians.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to this one because we know how they are and who they are. We like it.
On this podcast, what we do for you viewers out there and listeners is we focus on local talent. We bring local talent in, people that play in Lubbock, around Lubbock, in West Texas, and we get to know them off stage, and which we already know you guys, but the people out here don't. So that's what we're going to do today is get to know you a little bit, get to know your music, especially some of this original stuff, because you guys have got some amazing songs you've written.
Yeah, you've been writing for quite some time, huh?
Yeah. Is that when we're supposed to talk?
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us how long y'all have known each other.
That's part of the comedy, just the awkward silence. Right? Yes, we have. Yes.
Yeah.
I lose home base for 2/3 of this group, correct?
Yeah, Steve and I both went to school at Idalou, and I think
As did I.
I was 13 years, kindergarten through 12, and Steve was considerably longer than that. But
Well, hence the Texas 114, that's the highway. Oddly enough, whenever I joined them, I lived one block off of Texas 114, but on the west side of
and
Lubbock.
he's still at least one block off.
But not 114.
Yeah, but not 114. Yes. Well, off them as well.
So how did you guys start? Did all of you grow up playing music and then kind of fell in together later? Tell us the story of kind of how you guys came to be.
In my memory, my granddad played fiddle and had little jam sessions at his house, which is they'd moved to a property where I grew up. When I was kind of aged to start paying attention to music, and anyway, Steve and my older brother Kelly got to be friends through school, I guess, and then introduced. We'd have little jams out there, and Steve would come out. He was playing music with some other buddies around Idalou, and even I think played the fiddle a little bit with my granddad. And anyway, Steve and I both just kind of started. Steve actually, it was the first one to teach me, to play guitar a little bit, and I still play a little bit. but anyway, he got me started, and then he took off in the Navy, and I had to sit there and listen to. We didn't have YouTube back then, so I had to sit there and listen to songs, and it'd have like 3 chords in it. Take me about an hour to figure out the third one.
Was that still cassette tapes? Or
Oh yeah,
CDs?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tracks, maybe.
Yeah. Class of '92 here tells you how old I am.
How did you meet this cat down here on the end? Where did he come in the picture?
So Steve and I kind of got serious after he was out of the Navy, and about 2000 is when. In fact, I can't remember. Steve and I played our first paying gig just together as a duo, like either one of the last few days of December of '99, I think.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Anyway, we played around a couple of years acoustic, and then ended up kind of getting a little bit of a band together, and then we got some gigs and decided we better get a little different. We got some other guys playing with us, and started recording a CD, and a girl that we had seen at the Blue Light, Myrna Hearsink was her name at the time, introduced us to Brent. We'd met her at the Blue Light and talked her into playing on our CD, and she said that Brent might be a good fit for us, but that he was a little busy. He might not play all the time. And anyway, here 20 years later, he's still putting up with us, and we're putting up with him.
That's more like it.
That's right.
That's more like it.
So how did the songwriting begin? Did y'all write songs individually before you wrote these songs together, or was it just kind of collective thing as y'all started playing together?
I'd definitely say it's a collective thing. I'm not very good at the rhyming the words, but I would always have these harebrained ideas, and Jason was much better at rhyming the words. And between he and I, we would kind of tame that down together, and we always liked to play the guitar. So it just kind of took off that way. With me having a crazy idea and him kind of forming it up, so to speak, That's how I remember it anyway.
Yeah, we've pretty well the majority of the songs we've written together. I've written a couple or so by myself, but usually Steve will call me up, he might have some lyrics in mind, or a title, or he might have a guitar lick or something in mind, but we take off from it. And I think probably more times than not, the original idea, it deviates extremely from the original idea.
That's pretty
A
cool.
lot of times they'll bring something like, hey, this is what I kind of want it to sound like, and I play what I want to anyways, and that's what it becomes a little bit melody-wise.
So you make the decision, is what you're saying.
Brent's the boss.
I'm not a good listener.
We wrote a song called Two Shots an Hour Later, and Steve called me about it and had a idea for a kind of a party song where people would yell out, 2 shots or something like that, and which I thought was a good idea, and we'd change it up. And when I sat down and started writing it, I mean, it's nothing like that.
No, it is.
Not even,
that's one of my favorites.
not even
That's a
kind
dark
of.
song.
But yeah,
I love it.
It's a traditional country song about cheating and killing and
Yeah,
drinking.
and it's just so clever. I hope y'all do that, maybe. But yeah, y'all, that's a good song.
Well, do y'all want to kind of start the show off with one of y'all's original songs? Can y'all play one for us?
For sure.
What do you want to do?
I don't know if we want to do that one or do something a little. I'll tell you what we'll do to start with. We'll just do one a little. I think this is the first song that we wrote together.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
We anyway, we're both pretty proud Texans, and so we wrote a song about being out of state. Imagine somebody moving off for their job and missing home. So this one's called Lone Star State of Mind.
2, 3, 4. The phone ain't ringing like it used to be, and I've tripped and failed too many times, and I can stay gone as far as I can see, but I'm in a Lone Star state of mind. People say, boy, pick yourself up, try again. They say that's the way to get it done, but I don't think they know exactly where I've been. I wish they could have been there when it all begun. So just let me sing what I want to help to take me away back to a place where I love to live my life, back to that Lone Star state of mind. Well, I crossed the state line about a mile ago. I'm at home, but I'm 500 miles away.
It's like a smile from a friend to feel that old wind blow. That Texas drawl just makes me wanna stay. So just let me sing what I want to. Hey, I'm at home and I'm here to stay. Here in this place where I love to live my life. Here in this Lone Star state of mind.
Lone Star
Right
State
on.
of Mind.
It's a dang good song, especially for number one out of the box.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Did y'all put that on your CD? Is that on the
We
CD?
did. That's on our CD, and it's called Farther, and it's out on Spotify. And
Yeah.
Did that
Amazon
come
and all
out
that
in
kind of stuff.
kind of that mid 2000 area?
Yeah.
2005.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's when
absolutely.
I really kind of got to know you guys.
Yeah.
I
Right,
knew
yeah,
about
yeah.
y'all. Y'all were playing around town a bunch.
Yeah,
It sure did.
2003, I think.
yeah, somewhere in there. It took a little while to.
Because I was already playing with you guys when y'all finished it out, and I ended up. They already had the fiddle tracks put down with Myrna, and then we did one song I did mandolin on. So I was like, the very end of the recordings is when I joined them.
Yeah.
So it was about 2002, I guess.
Yeah, that may have been
Where'd y'all record that at? What studio?
Studio 84 with Wally Moyers.
It's a
bet that
great
was
CD.
cool.
Yeah, and
I need another one because my stepkid stole mine.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Jeremy Moyers even helped a little bit on that, and we had a good group going on that. So.
Let's talk about kind of the history of the band. I know y'all have had some really talented guys in y'all's band. So can y'all kind of tell us a little bit about who's been a part of Texas 114 over the years?
You know, we started off our very first drummer was really a rock drummer, and his name is Jason Warren, and fun guy, great guy. We always accused him of using an alias because he did not look like a Jason Warren. And he's a Mexican Indian, so Steve nicknamed him Chavez off of Young Guns because he said he was a Mexican Indian on there. So he's still Chavez.
Carries a knife.
I never knew his real name. I started playing with him. I thought that was his real name.
Believe that.
I thought that was his real name.
Everybody with their nicknames.
Anyway, and we had a guy named Dave Goodman playing bass for just a little while. And then we ended up recruiting on the same day. We had Adam Benica, who's still with us, and Jason Newton, who still plays often with us on bass and guitar, audition for us. And so it really stayed us five plus Jeff James is played with us pretty steady for several years, and then is kind of back and forth in and out depending on the size of the show. But that's been for 20 years. That's been Steve Sperry, Brent Smith, Adam Benka, and myself, and then Jeff is a part timer, you'd say, and then Jason Newton. And we've played with a lot of, especially a lot of other drummers in town. Great drummers. There's so much talent in this area.
It really is.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, haven't y'all, I mean, and I know you guys are still playing and kind of in different dynamics as far as the group goes. Because I know, Steve, you're doing some duo acoustic stuff with Swindell.
Right.
And you've been playing with Brent some acoustic. But have y'all noticed, like Rhonda and I have noticed over the last 10 years or so, like the talent here it's unbelievable, especially now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much more of it, it seems like.
Well, I think that there has been a odd number of very talented musicians from this area, and I think now with just social media and then the Texas country scene has Red Dirt, whatever you want to call it, has produced so many more that now it's almost like people come here to play music, you know. Versus just happen to be from here and play music.
Yeah,
I think it actually draws people in, and there's certainly not a lot else to do here. So.
I think there's an amazing support for. I mean, when we first started playing, there wasn't as many restaurants and other venues,
The
people that are
venues
hiring
is a
live
big
music.
thing.
I think there's a greater hire of live music going on right now for different types of solo acts, large bands, and different things like that. Because at one time, I mean, there were your bars and then private parties, and that was about
That's right.
it.
A few happy hour gigs. And
Yeah, exactly. So I think there's a greater opportunity. I think that people now are there's a greater appreciation for live music. And
Well, I think the
like
venues
that.
finally figured out, people are drawn to music, especially good music in this area.
Yes. Yeah.
And so the venue support is incredible. But that being said, it's still hard to get booked because there's so many musicians,
Yes.
which is a great thing
Very
for
much.
the
One thing we're
town.
lacking, though, is to me, the Lubbock area needs an absolute true old dance hall.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
We need a
indeed.
dance hall.
Absolutely.
We used to have so many. It seemed like.
There was. You're exactly right. I know it was kind of a bar, but the Cotton Club, even that thing between Idlew and Lubbock, the Palm.
Oh, yeah, the Palm Room,
There's always
yeah.
been some
Yep.
some kind of big venue of some sort.
There was the one out kind of towards Smire at
yeah,
one time.
yeah,
Remember that
absolutely.
one?
Yeah.
I think there's
I
a-
wish there were more of that.
I know.
There's
I
that
think there's
one
a little
that,
bit of change of audience as well. A lot of times when we used to play, everybody danced, and I think the younger crowds like to sit and watch, and maybe that might be an attribute to why people like to have live musicians, because a lot of people like to eat and watch. And I mean, sometimes when we play, I mean, you have your thing. If you do your private parties with the people of the right age group, you have lots of dancers, but it seems like sometimes a lot of the younger guys like to concert watch, kind of thing. So.
I think they're wrong and they're thinking they need to be dancing.
No, absolutely. But
Brent, I'd like for you
Oh,
to
that's
dance,
all
as a
this
matter of
down.
fact.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't ask Brent to dance.
yeah, it's when the camera's shut down.
Let's hear another one. What do you got for us now? You got something you can tell us a story about? I know Jason's got a story.
Oh, shoot. Let's go with, I don't know what we're going to do. Let's just do a kind of a silly one here. And how we came up with this title, I don't have a clue. But anyway, it's called Idlew.
I was like, which one is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure where that title came
That's
from,
an
but
odd,
very
strange
creative.
thing to do.
Okay, if I play mandolin on this?
Yeah, good. Hey, I could go to the Alamo down in San Antonio, or go to Billy Bob's and try in Fort Worth beer. Sixth Street could ease my mind if I were down in Austin. bring you back to me. But there are probably reasons why you're no longer here. I guess I understand why you found somebody new. But what am I gonna do in Idlewild? I guess I understand why you found somebody new. But what am I gonna do when I lose? I'm just acting like a fool and I lose. There it is. Oh yeah.
Hometown. So
Oh yeah.
Showing up.
still
where it all
acting
started.
still acting like a fool in Idlewild.
There's been a lot of songs written about Idlewild. It really has, believe it or not. Well, I mean, you've got Amarillo Highway.
Yeah,
mentions
Terry
Idlewild
Allen
in it.
song. Yeah,
You know, and then this one,
yeah.
and then Josh Abbott.
And then
even
this
wrote-
one.
I was like, there's
That's a
two.
lot.
Josh Abbott wrote one about Idlewild. And then you remember Elvis sang that song about well, no, I don't get.
You remember?
It was on his old album. It's way
Yeah,
early.
really, you know.
So to talk, you got.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that what I love about y'all is that, first of all, y'all stayed together for so long, and you're like family.
Yeah.
You are like family. You are family. Well, we actually are family. In case anybody doesn't know that,
It's
me and
true, it's
Jason
true.
are.
They live on the same
I know you probably didn't want me to reveal that, but we're
So
cousins.
tell us what it's really like being related. No, let's not.
And
go
we
there.
live on a family compound, so
Well, that's,
just so everybody's aware.
That's one thing I would like to say is of all the bands I've ever played with,
This is one of them.
this is one of them. No, but yeah, these guys, you know, everybody grew up with raising a family. You know, everybody stuck together and good moral values. And you know, anytime you wanted to go out somewhere, you knew you were going to be okay and safe. And
Used to the highest quality drugs and all of that.
you know,
Spare no expense.
That's
yeah, no expense. No, but you know, they're great people, and
Right.
It's easy to respect each other for everybody has great attributes, you know, and we all aspire to be, you know, like something else that we do, like each other and stuff like that. So,
Well, you know, and it's hard being a full time, somewhat musician and having young kids at home.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, because I know
absolutely.
when we were all back in that 2000 to 2010 area, we all had little kids,
Yes, yes, that's
younger
right.
kids, and wives. I
Right.
you know, I went through a few of those, but I kept my kids.
Right,
but
right.
you know, it's tough, man. It's tough.
Oh yeah. We've all watched each other's kids grow up for sure. I mean, I remember Adam, the bass player, setting his oldest son John at Stonegate. We used to play out there every Wednesday.
he's got 8 of them, so
And
A bunch of them. Yeah.
He's got a band, I
He set
think.
him in a you know little baby carrier out there, and he's I think John's like 57 now.
Yeah, he's 57. Yeah, we've seen them all. I mean, through playing music, you know, John was the first one, and then I don't even know all their names.
He doesn't
I can't
either.
remember.
Minute.
But there would just be another one, and we'd play the next gig, and there's another one, right? I mean, just in another
Just keep
rocker
popping
thing.
up.
yeah. And my youngest daughter Megan, she was obsessed with Steve because he was so funny, and he'd do his little antics, and she was like, "Is Steve going to be there?" You know, and
I
so,
turned out to be her favorite for sure. It's
Yeah.
probably my looks, I think.
Yeah, I think it was definitely your looks.
Kids are always drawn to the odd ones.
Yeah,
All right, let's get off this. What do y'all got? Another song we can play
yeah. Let's stop talking.
before something bad comes out. Let's
No,
break it.
yeah, no kidding. We've got 1.5 more. I think we could do.
Could you do the half first? We'll save the full one for the
We
end.
actually did it earlier. I'll tell you later about that. Anyway, let's do here. Oh gosh, you know.
Guacamole
Okay, we're gonna do the song that Brent requested. It's called "Walk My Own Way"
or guacamole.
We
That's right.
call it guacamole for short.
Did y'all write this one?
We did. Steve and I wrote this together, and over in his living room in Idlewild, believe it or not. And we didn't call it Idlewild. We called
There
it
would be
Walk My
3
Own
songs
Way.
if you would have.
Yeah, it was almost called West 5th Street. It was almost called that.
Yes. Anyway, yeah, this one is called "Walk My Own Way." such a long time ago. I had faith in you. There was no doubt in my mind you'd be the one to carry me through. But it's all different now with one thoughtless little change in your life. Now with no rhyme or reason, you went and said goodbye. Not such a long time ago, I had faith in me. I always knew, hey, I could be anything I wanted to be, and I guess I still do. But it's funny how fast things can change. I can't trust you now, but one thing remains the same. Hey, I'm gonna walk my own way at a steady pace. I can change tomorrow, but I can't do a thing about today. Step by step, I'm putting you further behind. When you wanna walk with me again, you'll be out of my mind. Oh, baby, I'm gonna walk my own way. Well, you're saying that it's nothing I did or did not do. You wish the best for me, and I should do the same for you. Hey, I don't understand where these feelings should come from. I'd have to hate someone to do the things you've done. You think the grass would be greener somewhere on the other side, but just like what we had, it'll all turn out to be a lie. And someday soon you'll realize what you gave up. You'll come back begging, but it won't be enough. It'll never be enough, 'cause I'm gonna walk my own way at a steady pace. I can change tomorrow, but I can't do a thing about today. Step by step, I'm putting you further behind. When you wanna walk with me again, you'll be out of my mind. Oh, baby, I'm gonna walk my own way. Walk my own way at a steady pace. I can change tomorrow, but I can't do a thing about today. Step by step, I'm putting you further behind. When you wanna walk with me again, you'll be out of my mind. Oh, baby, I'm gonna walk my own way.
There it is.
That was it.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very, very nice. Is that one on that album as well?
It's not. This is on our second album that we have not finished.
I'm looking forward
The
to
second
that.
album's always the hardest one, isn't it?
I guess so.
So we always ask all of our guests this question, and individually, I'd like a little answer from each of you guys. But to young artists trying to get in the music business, or somebody that's trying to get involved in the music scene, what advice would you give somebody other than don't do it?
I would tell them to don't imitate, to sound like themselves.
Oh yeah.
Don't don't try to sound like someone else or whoever's popular on the radio. You and I actually talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and also, you know, I guess more and more I'm seeing that. I always hear somebody say, "Well, I want a cheap beginner something to learn guitar."
Oh, that's right.
If there's any way that you can afford a really good guitar, and it don't have to be real expensive, but search and find a good guitar, whatever instrument you're going to play. Get a good one. If you get a good one, it's still going to be worth what you paid for it or close. When you get ready to get rid of it, you're going to play so much. You're going to want to play more if you get a good instrument. Do that. Use your natural voice, and just don't. I mean, everybody's got a different opinion, but I just say don't go with the trends, and you don't have to. You know, just follow the. You know, right now, last 2 or 3 concerts that I've gone to, and I mean, I cuss bad. I mean, way too much. But I go to these concerts, and that's all they. I mean, they just the F word in between every song, and 3 or 4 or 5 times, and it just drives me insane.
Non-talent fillers.
I think something else to tell young guys or people coming up. I would think that take advantage of this social media stuff.
No kidding.
We didn't have that when we first started. We were still trying to put stuff on tapes and CDs and toss them to radio guys. I'm kind of embarrassed, but we handed, and I wish we would have never done it, we actually handed a demo tape maybe to Pat Green thinking we were going to make it big. I'm sure that went in the trash immediately. But, man, what a benefit nowadays you have with social media. There's people that have made it big, and that's how they started and got noticed with social media. Yeah. I would totally take advantage of that. And things like this podcast, this program you guys are putting on, take advantage of that. You know, get in with some folks and constantly play. Just play. Yeah. He's right on the guitar thing. I want to add a little bit to that. I played the drums for a good while and picked up the fiddle for a little while, and I knew I was going to have to play second to a fiddle sometime, so I picked up the guitar. My sister had an old Yamaha. Man, the strings were just Yamaha 2-stroke, I think it was. The strings were extremely far off the guitar. I didn't know any better, you know. I guess I found out I really wanted to play because that thing hurt, you know, after about the second, third try to play. And when I finally got a good guitar, I found myself playing way more than I would have to quit playing that finger eater, you know. That was a mean guitar. But no, getting a good guitar is key, I think, or a good instrument, you know, something that's worth playing.
Yeah.
But mostly this social media. That's my take.
And play music you like. Music to me, music doesn't lie. Don't lie with the music. I mean, play stuff that means something to you that you like. That. Don't just play whatever you think's going to, you know, get people excited, even if you don't like it. That's you're just doing business at that point. You're not you're not treating the music as an art. And I mean, to me, there's no reason to do it other than that.
Well, and I think that's one reason that I love you guys, and I've always loved your music. You've stayed true to your craft, you know, and to the music that inspires you.
And it's obvious.
That's,
I don't have that much fun.
That's,
they do, but
exactly. It was exactly
fun to me.
Saying, when I first started playing, I was 18 years old in high school.
Here we go.
I know, but I was just obsessed with wanting to play and enjoying
summer camp
it.
Story?
I was just enjoying it. I mean, so in other words, just be obsessed with playing and making music. I mean, playing for crowds will come second, I think. I mean, if that's your total intent, I mean, you're not going to progress as fast. I just remember being obsessed with playing. I started off playing like bluegrass and stuff like that and playing leads and just wanting to sound like certain people. And then when I sounded like them, then and this leads back to getting a good instrument. I remember listening to Sam Bush on the mandolin, and he had this really chunky, this really woody sound and percussive sound. Huh?
How was it?
Yeah, no. And I was about to give up, and I played my teacher's mandolin, and I immediately made that sound that I'd been trying to play for 6 months. And I almost wanted just to give up. I was like, I guess I can never do it. Literally within 1 minute, I was making that sound. And so,
he makes a lot of sounds. That one.
No, but just be obsessed with making sound that pleases you.
agree with
entertain
that.
yourself as well, because when I used to play, I mean, I'd sit in the practice room in college and play 6 hours straight, and it was like not doing homework or doing anything special. It was like, it was something I wanted to do. And would I have done anything else for 6 hours straight in my life? Nothing. That was, so it wasn't work to me. So, just love what you do.
Good point.
Good answers.
Good job, Brent.
I,
Really
I
good
would
job.
like to mention about this band. It kind of goes along with what we were talking about. One thing that I feel this band brings to the table that a lot of bands don't. For one thing, this guy has got like a library in his head of all the
Yes.
words to every song. I can't even hardly remember what happened yesterday, and he knows every song. I don't know how he does it.
I can't remember all of American Pie.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Yeah. I think that's the only one, though.
What I'm getting at is we don't play, we take requests a lot of times. We do play to the crowd, We find some people like wanting some requests, and we turn a bunch down because we just don't like that song. That sounds bad. Now, unless the guy tipped us pretty good, we're going to give it a shot.
Money talks.
Right, money talks.
Cash is king.
But no, that's really, I'm proud of that. That we still pretty much stay to our
How much
roots
for
with
save
that,
a horse or out a cowboy?
Well, I think that's
That
a great,
doesn't happen.
That's a great point Steve made. Like he said, Jason knows so many lyrics, and I can't remember. I have one song, don't I? I have one song I know the words to, but I can remember all these melodies, right? So everybody has their little deficit in their talents. Steve, he can do a little bit of everything, but he's funny and he tells jokes and he's the entertainer. Steve, he's like, so everybody has their deal, and that makes up Texas 114, is that we all have such a diverse thing that we do a little bit of everything, and nobody does it all. But we've learned each other and know when to let the other person do it, or does that make sense? Just
Yeah.
kinda, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
All the ingredients that make the perfect
Right.
dish.
It's like yeah. It's
Well,
like
y'all
a
got
good-
one more you can take us out with here?
Oh,
I
of
bet we
course.
can. Which one do you want to hear? What's your favorite? No, I'm joking.
Well, I was thinking Idlewild.
Yeah, after listening to your like 2
You already
albums.
ruined it for me.
Yeah.
We'll, gosh,
We'll do
let's do
Surf Town or something. No, okay.
Surftown.
Surf
I
Town.
know what you're talking about. All right. Do you want to do After the Painter? Seems like.
It's up to you. You pick.
Let's do. We'll do After the Pain.
1, 2, 3.
What's in a song to make you change your mind and make you come back to me too many times? And what's in a word that I can't say when I need to say I love you? I let you walk away. And what's in your touch that soothes my soul? Makes me realize what a fool I am, forever letting go. Well, I'll tell you now, I'm sorry for it all. I shouldn't get so bent out of shape over something that's so small. I know it's hard to keep this crazy love sane, but holding you just feels so good after the pain. Brand new when we start making up and do what lovers do. Maybe I was wrong, maybe you're right, but I'm not letting you out of these arms tonight. Now don't say a word, just close your eyes, and we'll keep making up till we see the sun rise. Well, I'll tell you now, I'm sorry for it all. I shouldn't get so bent out of shape over something that's so small. I know it's hard to keep this crazy love love sane. But holding you just feels so good after the pain. All right, let's hear that fiddle a little more, Brent. Well, I'll tell you now, I'm sorry for it all. I shouldn't get so bent out of shape over something that's so small. I know it's hard to keep this crazy love sane, but holding you just feels so good after the pain.
Man, thank you guys
Thank you,
again
thank
for
you.
coming in.
Thanks for
today.
having us. So, what a great program you guys are putting on.
We
I'm very,
appreciate
very
it.
proud of you guys getting this started.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks to the city of Lubbock. Thank you guys for everything.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. Be looking for Texas 114, Steve Sperry, Jason Duncan, Brent Smith. They're playing around town right now, and you will love what you hear. They put on a great live show. We have
Yeah.
these guys on our
Go
show.
check them out.
Yeah, you will
Thank
love
y'all.
it.
Thank y'all
Yeah.
very much. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate everybody watching and tuning in today. Be looking for this episode on my LBK Connect on the city's TV channel. It'll also be streamed on YouTube and other social media platforms. I'm Jason Robertson. This is Rhonda Taylor. So collectively, we are the Hub City Radicals,
That's right.
and we're playing around town too. And let's give a shout out to the Spirit Ranch, letting us use the Canyon House today. What a
Absolutely.
great facility.
It's beautiful out here today.
And we'll see you guys next time.